All right, my number 5 then is the Los Angeles Rams. I think they're going to be awesome, dude. I'm going on record, and I think I said this last week on the pod with Matt Verderam. The Los Angeles Rams were my pick to come out of the NFC and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think that they are that good. They were like maybe a play or two away from doing it last year, because if they get past Philadelphia, I think they beat Washington. So, yeah, you lose Cooper Kupp, but you replace him in the form of Davante Adams, who's going to be a tremendous out-wide guy. Opens up things you could do in the slot with different guys like Tutu Atwell. And you still have, a nice backfield with Kyron Williams. Defensively, that is my biggest worry too. You got to get somebody at corner. You got to get another guy at safety. But they can do that. And this is a class where, especially picking in the first round, where those names are going to be there. If you want to get a Siobhan Revel, if you want to get an Amos from Ole Miss, like, you can do that. If you want to make a trade for a guy, Jair Alexander, we already talked about him from Green Bay. Maybe you make a move like that. There are moves that they can make, and if anybody will make them, it's going to be Les Snead to make a run at another Super Bowl while he still has Matthew Stafford playing at a high level. And like I said, they were a mere few plays away from potentially getting there last year. I think that they have upgraded both offensively, and like you pointed out on the defensive line, they were just small last year and they got bullied. Putting Big Poona Ford in the middle of that defense, man, I'm excited to see what that does for that unit as a whole. Yeah, Los Angeles Rams, my pick to come out of the NFC and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl on April 21st, 2025.
So my big questions for the Rams going forward. Offensively, you still need some explosiveness. You still need some downfield juice. Defensively, I think they could use, again, they need some impact players in the secondary. And I think they could possibly, add some more depth up front.
Let me pose this to you. Do you think that they maybe call Miami and try to steal Jalen Ramsey back?
That was the first place I thought of. Actually, that was the first place I thought of. I thought of them and then the Raiders. But I think it makes sense, for what they like. But I also think they're probably going in a new direction with how they're building. They want to start adding more youth to this team. So I think the big issue for me is you only have 2 picks on day 2 of the draft, where all of the strength of this class is on day 2. You only have 2 picks on day 2, but I think they have 4 picks on day 3. Let's see. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 5 picks.
Hey, you can send at least 2 of those to Miami for Jalen Ramsey to get him back, and then use those earlier picks on other guys.
You could do that. I think you could trade up into day 2 if you wanted to. I think, honestly, if they don't address secondary in round 1, I would not be surprised if they were a team that's in on Iowa State's Jalen Noel. He is one of my kind of sleeper round 1 guys, just because the speed and the ability to just get vertical from the slot is going to really entice a lot of teams, especially the Rams. So you can have, I even think a guy like Jaden Higgins could also work here, where you have Davante and Higgins on the outside, Puka Nacua kind of doing the power slot thing and just hammer teams.
Yeah.
But I do still think I have a few questions about where they're going. But, man, I just believe in Stafford and McVay and then that pass rush.